As dusk bled into the ancient stones of Bhangarh fort, the wind carried whispers that did not belong to the living, and every step toward the crumbling gates felt like crossing a boundary between centuries. The fort rose like a memory refusing to die, its arches gnawed by time, its courtyards hollowed by silence, yet alive with unseen presence. Travelers spoke of spirits that walked after sunset, of laughter drifting where no mouths remained, of lamps lighting themselves and vanishing like startled fireflies. On this night, a small group of explorers arrived not for thrill alone, but for answers. They had read the warnings carved in rumor and fear, but curiosity tugged harder. As the last rays of sun slipped away, the air thickened, turning heavy and cold, as if the fort itself inhaled. Inside, the palace corridors echoed with steps not their own, and the walls seemed to pulse with stories etched in sorrow. It was said that long ago, love, ambition, and betrayal braided together here, binding souls to stone. Fear rose, but so did awe. One explorer felt a hand brush past, warm and fleeting, and a vision flooded their mind, festivals blazing with color, bells chiming, dancers spinning beneath stars. The fort was remembering. As they moved deeper, the whispers grew clearer, pleading rather than threatening, as if the spirits wanted to be known. Not feared. Near the old temple, a sudden hush fell, and time itself seemed to pause. The explorers sensed they were not intruders but witnesses. A figure appeared, translucent, regal, eyes heavy with longing. The spirit spoke without words, sharing the pain of promises broken and nights spent waiting for dawn that never came. The group listened, breathless, realizing the fort was a prison of unfinished stories. The spirit's gaze lingered on them, hopeful, as if asking for a vow, remember us. When the moon reached its peak, the presence faded, leaving behind a tremor in the air and a certainty in their hearts that Bhangarh was not cursed by cruelty, but by memory. As they retreated toward the gates, the wind followed, gentler now, carrying a final whisper that sounded like gratitude. If this story has pulled you into the mystery, let it remind you that every ruin hides a voice, and by subscribing to this channel, you help keep these forgotten echoes alive, ensuring their stories are told again and again. Dawn did not bring relief, it brought clarity, and with it, a deeper call to return. The explorers could not shake the feeling that the spirits had more to reveal, so they came back under the pale morning sky, when birds dared to sing and the fort pretended to sleep. Yet even in daylight, the shadows clung too tightly, and the silence hummed with expectation. They followed a path toward the marketplace ruins, where once life bustled with trade and laughter. As they stood there, the air shimmered, and scenes unfolded like pages turning, merchants calling out, children running, the ordinary magic of a city alive. Then the joy dimmed. A sorrow swept through, heavy as rain, and the explorers felt the moment everything changed. Greed had crept in, fear had spread, and the city's heart had broken. Spirits emerged one by one, not as monsters, but as people caught mid-breath, repeating the last moments of their lives. A mother searching for a child, a guard still standing watch, a musician clutching a silent instrument. The explorers realized these souls were bound by duty and love, unable to leave what they cherished most. Near the fort's highest tower, the wind roared, and a darker presence stirred, not evil, but powerful grief. It was the spirit of the fort itself, formed by centuries of hope and loss pressed into stone. It showed them the truth, the curse was not a spell, but abandonment. When the city fell and the world moved on, the spirits remained, waiting to be remembered. The explorers felt tears prick their eyes as the vision faded. One stepped forward and spoke aloud, promising to carry these stories beyond the walls, to tell them with respect, to replace fear with understanding. The fort responded with a warmth that spread through the ruins, and for a moment, the spirits smiled. Light poured through broken arches, and the whispers softened into a peaceful murmur. As the explorers left, the fort seemed lighter, as if a burden had been shared. They understood then that stories have power, to bind, to heal, to free. By telling the tale of Bhangarh's spirits, they had given something back. And now, as you reach the end of this journey, remember that every subscribe, every share, every listen keeps these ancient voices from fading. Join this channel, become part of the circle of remembrance, and together we'll continue uncovering the mysteries that history tried to bury, letting the spirits of Bhangarh Fort be heard once more.